Yes, Mr. said DJ Goodnight. Oh my goodness. Oh my. Tell us a little bit about yourself, like where you're from.
Um, Born and raised in Pittsburgh. I grew up in the suburbs, though. I lived in Benavin, graduated from Avonworth High School back in the late 80s, showing my age. And I don't know, I moved into the city probably shortly after high school and just been rolling since then, you know?
Sweet. And I know you are a man of many hats.
Yes, yeah. A multitasker.
Yes. So what is it that you do? You're a DJ. What else do you do? You're the
Well,
CEO of One Live. God, yeah, you tell us. You tell us. This is your time, baby.
so I started a company called One Live with two friends of mine back in 2006. At the time, me and my friends lived in Fineview, right below Television Hill. That's when WPXI was still in Fineview.
Yeah.
And we had a deck on our house that had the view of the Mount Washington view, but from the north side. So we're standing out there when we started the party company. Like my one boy, I wasn't even a DJ yet. My one partner was a DJ. My other partner was the promoter, and I did like the graphic designs and help promote. So we're trying to think of a name for our company, and we're like sitting here smoking on our deck, and we're like, damn, this is One Live View. And we're like, huh. So it went from One Live View to One Live Vision to One Live. That's how the company name started. We actually got our first gig at a place called Comfy's in Oakland. Now it's called the Garage Door.
Mm-hmm.
And I would make the flyers, and me and my partner would go out and hand them out around Oakland. And we started with wet t-shirt contests. So we would get all the college girls to come through, and we do the wet t-shirt contest. My partner, DJ Cream, shout out to my mentor, DJ Sean Cream, may he rest in peace. And he would DJ, and like I said, I would do the promotion, and my partner would kind of host. And we went from there to the SBS Club. Do you remember the SBS Club? Over on SBS Club was on Warrington. It was at the bottom of Warrington.
Okay.
And it was an after-hour spot. So we would go from Comfy's in Oakland to this after-hour spot on Warrington Avenue. And when we first started off there, they had flyers on like regular piece of paper, like ditto paper. That was their flyer. It was in black and white. So my trade is multimedia. So I'm like, give me this. I started making the flyers, and we would go from Comfy's to the after hour spot. And then we would start, at the time, Rock Jungle was the spot in Station Square for all the shows.
Oh, sweet.
So I would go down there and find whoever like the headliner was. The first person I was able to do this with was Kid Capri.
Oh,
Kid
sweet.
Capri was supposed to be down there, and he showed up with his tour bus to this event, and there was nobody there. So I talked to him like, yo, I know you're used to partying until after 2. Pittsburgh closes at 2 o'clock. So I'm like, if you want to follow me and come up to this after hour spot, all the drinks are on the house. We just want you to come. So he got in his tour bus and followed me from Station Square up to Warrington Avenue, parked his bus right there on Warrington in front of the SBS Club. And so the club's price went from $10 to $20 just because Kid Capri was there.
Sweet.
So, yeah, like I said, that's how we started. And we ended up hosting after that, we hosted 3-6 Mafia. We had Pharrell. We had Juvenile. We had Meth Bleak. Pretty much anybody would come to the city. I would go down, approach them, let them know, you know, my partner has a location. You come through, all the drinks on the house, just hang out. And like I said, by the time we left SVS, like when we started there, they might average about 20, 25, maybe 50 people. By the time we left, about 2 years later, they had expanded into a second spot. So they had 2 clubs. And that's how I started DJing, because they had my partner, my mentor, Sean, was the DJ on the main side where the bar was. And they needed the DJ in the back part, because the back part was bigger. So my partner was like, man, you can do this, you know music. So he was like, just get the turntables and he had crates of music. So I learned how to DJ on wax. You know, when I first learned how to DJ. And like I said, this was like 2006. So I've been DJing for a while, but not as long as a lot of people, you know. That's why I give props to like Black Steel, to Big Phil, you know, the DJs that have been doing this since the 80s, DJ Selecta, you know, because in terms of DJ years, I'm still a baby, you know. But eventually, what we did is we flipped this after-hour spot to another spot, to another spot, to my own spot, you know?
Sweet. Sweet. And the vibes, I tell you, the vibes at your spot is just super dope. I just want to say that the vibes
I appreciate that. I mean,
was super dope. I
try to make it like that because, you know, when we lost the Shadow Lounge, that was the hub for Pittsburgh hip hop. You know, that's where everybody would do shows at. People would come network, you know, and once we lost it, there was a hole in the hip hop culture in the city.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. That's what it gave me. It gave me that Shadow Lounge vibe. I was like, oh, this is dope, man.
Yeah, yeah.
They need it back. Yes.
Yeah, that was done intentional. You know, because I mean, honestly, I can't steal it. Justin was the man with that. He came up with that. And shout out to Ime, who had your mom's house recording studio right above the Shadow Lounge.
Yup, Ime.
Yeah, yeah. And that's what gave me the idea to put the recording studio with the venue. You know, it only makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, shout out to Ime. That was one of my mentors, yo.
Yeah.
Itty bitty.
Yeah, I mean, Ime influenced me as well because, you know, we do something called, now it's called One Live Media Academy. But we did something originally called the Hip Hop Academy with Community Empowerment, which was kind of loosely based on Hip Hop Unlocked, which Ime had with kids.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Yeah.
Yup.
So basically what we did is we got with Community Empowerment. They already had kids because they had an after-school tutoring program, and they had a truancy program. So the guys from the neighborhood would ride around during the daytime with a van, and if they saw a kid during school hours, they would stop them and be like, yo, why aren't you in school? What are you doing? You know, if you go back to school, you can come here after school and we'll help you with your schoolwork. And then you could be part of the Hip Hop Academy.
Awesome.
And the Hip Hop Academy consisted of myself and Akil. Shout out to Akil soon.
Okay.
And Akil did engineering, and he taught the kids how to make Fruity Loops, how to make beats with Fruity Loops. And then he also taught the kids how to write bars. He taught rappers how to write bars. You know, there was one time because you know Akil was connected. In the industry. He's made beats for everybody from Glenn Lewis to Meek Mill to everybody.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, I remember it was Akil and it was Lioness whenever I was there at Hip Hop Unlocked, man.
Okay.
Shout out to Lioness, man.
Yeah, shout out to Linus.
You bringing back good times, man. I'm like, that's how I learned how to rap. Like
Yeah.
I knew how to, and that's how I learned how to use Fruity Loops. I learned how to,
Yeah.
say I upgraded my keyboard skills. I was there.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man, you behind that, man?
Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you.
So there was actually a time where Akil was teaching the kids how to write bars, and he was
Yeah.
talking about being a songwriter. So he got somebody on the phone,
Mm-hmm.
and he actually called out to LA to Mr. Dalvin from Jodeci and had him talk to the kids. And what he told the kids, he was like, Jodeci hasn't really made music in quite a while, but because I'm a songwriter, I've been making money ever since, and he went on to name all the people he wrote songs for, and he was like, make sure you pay attention to what Akil is teaching you about writing songs, because bars, it all applies to songs,
Lord,
So,
I mean,
I think that the kids like that once they Googled who Mr. Dalvin was, because it was high school kids, and they were like, Jodeci.
yeah, I remember it was through that. It was how I got into it. It was through a college prep program, Upward Bound through Pitt. And that's how I got with Hip Hop Unlocked and stuff. But I'm like, oh man.
Yeah.
Let's see what people are saying. I remember the Shadow Lounge. Teresa Hawthorne, what's up, girl? Myron says hello. Oh, and shout out to my bro, Melania Beats. Yeah.
Shout out.
My brother-in-law.
No doubt. No doubt.
So, okay, so what is your creative process like as far as like what you do? What is it? Yes.
That's my creative process right there. I come up with some of my best ideas, my best graphics after smoking.
Yes.
After smoking. I swear. That honestly, that's more likely, that's probably, well, I mean, I know it's definitely how we came up with the name of One Live, because we were on our deck smoking. So, like I said, smoking, that's my muse. That's my source right there.
It opens your mind to the creativity.
Yep.
Lord, I know.
Yeah, no doubt. But
see, me, it's like I have the vivid dreams of the songs that I make.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
A lot of times it depends what I'm working on, A lot of graphic work that I do will come from just looking at pictures, whatever the topic is, I'll Google it and look for pictures or logos and stuff, and and from that I'll see something and it'll give me an idea from the picture I see to give me an idea on what I want to create. That, like right now, somebody just booked 420 show and they want me to do the flyer. So I'm waiting for them to send me the information, like the name of the show and stuff. And, I'll go on Google and I'll hit 420, like weed, and, and depending on what pops up and catches my eye after smoking, that'll be the source for me to create that flyer for that 420 show,
Sweet. So I want to say to you, congratulations on your magazine release today.
Oh, thank you.
I said, that's awesome.
Honestly, we had we had Pittsburgh Hip Hop Magazine previously. Like I had a website. It was actually a Ning site. It was like a membership site where you could sign up and post stuff on the website and add content, and we would take members' content to create the magazine. So with the technology updating, because this was probably about 12 years ago that I originally started Pittsburgh Hip Hop Magazine, and with technology catching up and moving so fast now, the website, the creation of websites is just, it's so easy. because I'm like I said, I'm a graphic designer by skill set. You know, I went to school for multimedia. You know, graphic design, photography, videography. So hence, you know, why I have a multimedia company and why I'll multitask them. Because I mean, I went to school for 3 or 4 different things at the same time. So, but they all connect. You know, so.
Dope, dope. Everybody, oh, okay. See, Alicia said, she's saying burn one. Everybody say congratulations to you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Awesome, man. So, what are your interests outside of music? Like outside of what you do?
Honestly, outside of music, I mean family, because I mean you know the music industry keeps you busy because like I said, I'm a DJ, so I get booked to DJ. I have a venue, so I book other people. I do video, you know, I'll do photo shoots, and I'll make flyers for graphic design. So really, outside of what I do, there's not really much for me to do except spend time with my family. You know, I have 4 kids and a wife. So, like right now, she's probably pissed off at me because I spend more time after work at the studio than coming home. So I gotta start balancing more, you know. But like I said, I have 4 kids. My oldest daughter was in town recently, just this past weekend, because she lives in New York. She works as a director of a treatment counseling center in Soho. Shout out to Alexis. My oldest son works for UPMC, managing warehouses and like transporting equipment from different warehouses and hospitals for UPMC. My youngest daughter is a sous chef, and she works at Condata right now as a kitchen manager. And then my youngest son, Matthew Jr., is in his 4th year at the electricians union. He's an apprentice. So actually next year he'll top out and become a full-fledged electrician. So pretty much I spend most of my time hanging out with them or helping them or having them help me. Being that my son's an electrician, a lot of the work that's been done in here was courtesy of him. Shout out to Matthew. Appreciate it, son. You know?
Awesome. Awesome. So does music run in your family? Like musical?
Actually, it kind of. Like I have cousins that sing or are in a band. Actually, my cousin Dave is the guitarist that accompanies Jaquay May.
Okay.
And then his brother Chip plays guitar and drums and is in a band. But my musical influence though is from my mom. Not necessarily because she plays music, like she's not a singer, but from the age of 5, for my birthday, I would get music. Like my 5th birthday, my first 45 I got was Elton John, Benny and the Jets.
Oh, yes.
Queen,
yes.
Another One Bites the Dust. When hip hop started, because a lot of people don't realize, you know, hip hop wasn't always as prevalent as it is now. It wasn't the number one genre. When I was a kid, you got to listen to hip hop on Sundays. That's it. And that was courtesy of Sly Job, you know, on when hip hop. So like if you wanted to hear it, you have to go out and get it. So for my 9th birthday, my mom got me the 12-inch to Rapper's Delight and tickets to go see them at the Stanley Theater, now known as the Benidorm. So like she's the person that made me who I am as far as my love of music. Shout out to Mom.
Oh, that's beautiful. And see, Alicia says, she says, Mrs. Goodnight, super dope. And I can't read with, excuse me, I have a little scritch scratch in my phone, so I can't see what Myron put. Sorry, Myron. I'm gonna read your comment when it go up. Oh my goodness. Goodness gracious. Has your style evolved since the beginning? Since the beginning of when you started?
Yeah, I mean, as a DJ, you have to adapt to whatever the newest music is. You know, me personally, like my favorite music to spin is reggae, dancehall. You know,
Mm.
um, I also love classic 70s and 80s R&B. Um, I also love to spin classic rock music.
Yes.
And I don't honestly get to play that a lot, but so the chances that I do, I enjoy it. But in order to, because as a DJ, you got to play to your crowd. You can't be playing music just because you like it. If
Yeah,
I'm
right.
in a club and the average age is 23, 24, I can't be playing KRS-One, Rakim. I sorry, they're gonna look at me like, yo,
Well,
what's the deal?
there's some of us in our 20s that rock with that. No.
Yeah. I mean, there
Yeah,
are.
but they be like,
But
no, you
I
can't.
can't do that at a club though.
No, they want. Yeah.
No, I won't get booked there no more.
Oh my goodness.
But so yeah, I mean, you have to change over the years and adapt, and really, it's not even changing; it's just adding to your library of music.
Mhm.
Because like right now, the music scene is bigger than it's ever been, but a
Yeah.
lot of people don't really realize is that music's being programmed. Radio only plays a
Mhm.
certain amount of music,
Right.
and those 40 songs are really what people who don't research and love music think is the shit. Because like if you look
Yeah.
at the top, top 40 R&B, the top 40 pops, and the top Hot 100 hip hop, all the same songs
Yeah.
on all those
It's
charts.
yeah.
There's no diversity in it. But
Yeah. You're
what?
definitely right about that.
Yeah.
And
But what?
it seems like it's all like the same. This all the same rhythm, all the same type of way of rapping and stuff like
Yeah,
that. There's no individuality anymore in artists. I
yeah.
was like,
Think about it.
what happened to the lyricists, man? You know?
Yeah, yeah. But the lyricists are there. They just don't get played on the radio as much. Except for the superstars
No.
like J. Cole, or
Yes.
Kendrick, or
Yes.
Drake. The lyricists, they're like them. They get played. But there's lyricists just like
That.
them in every
Yeah.
city across the country. You know,
Mhm. That
so
don't get played. That's oh man. It's yeah. It all just seems like it sounds the same.
yeah.
I'm like,
I mean,
no
did you see
offense.
that? Did you see
Those.
T-Pain's rant about?
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yes.
Yeah,
I love me some T-Pain.
yeah. Because he was going off because he does a show where he reviews music from
Right.
artists, and then, like
Right.
they send him music, play it, and he just got frustrated one night. He was like, "Man,
This all
every,
sounds the same.
everything sounds the same." He was like,
Yes.
he was like, "We already got two babies, you know. We got the
Right.
baby,
Duh. Yeah, little baby. I'm like, well, I see what's up with everybody taking the same name, everybody taking the same style. I'm like, just yeah.
yeah,
Oh man.
yeah." But see, what it is, it's part of music being programmed. The radio
Uh-huh.
stations, the TV stations, uh, everything is marketed towards certain type of music. And if you're cheap, sheeple, people who just follow the crowd.
Come on now.
That's what you're gonna listen to. You know, you want to listen to whatever your friends think is hot. You know, and honestly, that's why